Hi, so in the chapters before we have learned some theory in the intro about different wordings, articles, grids, assets. Afterwards we had a look in the layouter, how to fill an existing template with live to put articles on. And in the last chapter, we have learned how to get the bridge from layouter to the InDesign plugin to the database. And finally, now it's time to have really a look in the heart, the PrinectMediaManager base. And therefore, I will log in myself, and then we will see how are articles created, how they will be imported, where does the images come from, and how does the system looks in the base. So the first thing we will see right now is here a toolbar. On the left hand side we will have a lot of administration stuff, and on the right side we will find our article containers, documents, images, project templates and projects. Of course you can have much more containers than you can see here. You can have an own container for movies, for marketing material, for emails. Not a problem at all. The full base and also the rest is customizable. You can see your own logo, or the customer who logs in sees his logo. What you see and what you get depends always on user rights, who is logging in and what rights does he have. The first thing before we talk about articles and some more steps is I just like to quickly show you our project we have created in the last sessions, and we can see here this is our special from Orchost. I can just put it here in a workspace. You can have several workspace open and everything will be visualized in a mind map. So behind this plus we will then find our pages and what is assigned, and here you can also start a catalog viewer. You can download the project and export the full InDesign files. You can edit, you can create a PDF out of that. And I would like to show you also another project I've already created, and this is done automatically with Dropbox functionality. Though here it's very nice to see we have our Dropbox, and this Dropbox is then filled with some assets and some pages, and all I do is I put here all these articles behind it, and the system automatically fills my catalog. And you can see here, if I get too much articles on it, I can just move here in this window to the area where I like to be, and here in my project data I can now have a look in the catalog viewer of this automatically created catalog. And what the system does, it just automatically fill my pages with the articles. So that's a pretty nice little feature, and you can use it to run a catalog overnight, and then at the end you just open it in InDesign. So, but now it's time to talk about the articles and where the articles come from. So I just close that, and we will have a look here in our articles. So just let me open that container, and here I will find all my articles I've created. And maybe let's use the example of the chocolate to show you some more about that. So I just put it on the mind map here. Once again, you can have several workspaces open. You have here a little map to move everything. You have a little toolbar with zoom in and zoom out functions, and some more I will explain in a few minutes. So now we can see our articles of the chocolate, and just to remember, we have single articles like the dark chocolate, the milk chocolate, and we had a bundle article in that case, which is called all chocolate. So all the singles are put together to a bundle that I can just place once at the same time. I just need to place one at the same time. These bundles or variants you can also use, for example, for t-shirts. You have a green, a yellow and the blue one. It's all the same t-shirt, but you have it in different colors and different variants. And last but not least, we had in that special product a main chapter which was called Chocolate Universe, which gives us a chapter on the page that it's all about chocolate. This is of course differ from product to product, from catalog to catalog. So the first thing you always need is to get the correct structure. And here we have a look now in the structure, for example, of that chocolate bar. If we jump here on Edit Project, we will find first the name of it, the main data, and then we will find this article properties, which is called product name, price, description, reduced price, and so on. So it depends also on the asset if I'm choosing the real price or the reduced price. So where does this information come from? Where do we get the information that it's that kind of chocolate, and where do we get these properties from? If we have a look here, I can always add property groups, and we have, for example, a property group which is called Gustav article, and from here I get all this product name, price, description. You can either do it manually, I've done it here just to show, but in normal life you will get this information by importing from a database or from a structured XML or from a CSV file. The properties I've assigned here, I'll get here from my property management. So if I just quickly open the property management, you can see I have here different properties. One is for Gustav, for example, and this is separated in article properties, which contain my product name, price, description, and so on. Behind this field, it is possible to have a text field, checkbox, combo box, and so on. So what we need is we need the properties of an article. For example, here single article or section is headline, subline, text. This was the main article for chocolate, for example. And after we have these properties, we need to fill the articles with it. So chocolate, which is called raisin chocolate, has a price of €4 or whatever. Just to get another idea about this structure, I just show you a part of an existing Excel file. And in this Excel file, we see a sample of how a structure can look like. For example, you have a catalog, you have article numbers, you have main articles, for example, fish raw, fish crumbled, fish marinated, or seafood. You have master articles, so fish specials, for example. You have product groups, for example, the supplier. You have a product group 2, which tells us it's fish, and then we have maybe product description. Is it tuna? Is it prawns? And we have maybe an addition description, if it's a wild catch or not. We have a weight and the content and the price. So here we have the structure, and here we have the data inside. And this structure and data can be imported with a script, and you get automatically then created this information also in the PrinectMediaManager. So once we have done the structure and we have a file or a database connection to import it, this is quickly done, and then you can use this article and the whole information in all your projects. Doesn't matter if this is a printing project, if it's a project for a tablet shop or whatever, you always use the same data, it's just different output channels. Now we come back to our Media Manager. So we have talking now about the properties, we have talking about the articles, the single articles. Maybe we just put some article back to our mind map just with drag and drop, or a double click, I open a workspace again. We are back on our chocolate articles. We have now seen a single article and the structure. We have learned where the information comes from, where the structure comes from, and of course if I have changed something or if there is a problem, I always have a rollback function that I can roll back to a previous state. If this is necessary, then I can apply that, or I just leave it as it is now. We have talked already a bit about bundle articles. Maybe I just open one. So here this bundle article has not much information in it. It just knows its variant. So that means in this bundle we have this black and white block chocolate as a variant, the almond chocolate and so on. But there are no images behind this bundle article because the images comes of course from the single article. So here in the single article we also have an image, and whenever it comes to an image we get here the cover flow which showed us the image. So in the single article we just have once in the chocolate. Of course it's possible to have more than one image to an article, always depends. Maybe if we have a look back to the main article of chocolate, so just to the full structure back, and we open the main article, which is actually my chapter beginning and end, we can see that there are much more images assigned to this main article. And of course the system needs to know when to place which image, and therefore we have numbers which are assigned to that image, and with these image numbers you can decide which image will be placed on which position in the asset. You can change this. You can also change this in the layouter. So basically we have now understand how to get the articles and the article properties inside the system. Also to import the images. This is very easy. I have here an image container. I can either do it manually just for single image when it's necessary, but normally also this I will do via a script. And during the import with the script I can also check for file size, for image resolution, color space, is an ICC profile tagged or not. Well, before we come to the end of our demonstration, I would like to show you some additional small little nice features inside the PrinectMediaManager. One is a search functionality. Here inside the search I can have a look, for example, for images, for the description, or edit dates, titles, or start with, or contains in the name. So I have search functionalities for all database entries, and of course I can also store this search. The last thing I like to show you in that demonstration now is a workflow. Of course there is much more to show and to talk about, but for a short little overview this should be enough. I can create own workflows. I've done here one which is called standard production, and this workflow I can put tasks in, for example marketing, product management, checks text and images. So images are usable for this marketing calendar catalog, and if this is fulfilled I can check the images. For example, the next step is for resolution, and also if this is fulfilled, so if image resolution and file type everything is sufficient, I can start with layout creation, and from layout creation then I come to the approval, and after the approval maybe the next step will be then that we run into digital production. And that means I can create my own workflow with tasks. Several people have to change some status of articles and so on to track my production in the catalog or whatever. So that's the last point. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. See you soon in a live demo. Bye bye.